Welcome back everybody to the Bookworms Buddy, and this video today is on all the challenges for 2014 that I'm going to be a part of, that I know of so far. For the first one, it is our A through Z challenge, which we did last year, and everybody absolutely loved that challenge. You get to read a wide variety of books, and it really makes you think about, which ones you want to read. And actually, we just write them down as we read them. And what you do is you take each letter of the alphabet and you choose a book title for that letter. So for me, I'm starting with P, which is Patient Zero, by Jonathan Mayberry. And I think for X, I'm going to have XO by Jeffrey Deaver for the Catherine Dance series. You don't have to do it in order. You just make sure you have a book for each letter. And that's about all there is to the A through Z challenge. So all the books that you're reading for all other challenges can go on this particular challenge. So that's the A through Z challenge. Next challenge that we're going to do is another one that we're repeating from last year, which is blind author. And what that means is you're choosing authors that you've never heard of before and you want to read their stuff. You get to discover a lot of new authors, and it's really kind of fun because you discover someone new that you really like, and you start looking up all the other books, and it leads into this book and whatever. But last year we chose 5 blind authors. This year it's been up to 10. So we choose 10 authors this year that we've never read before, and we discover all new types of books and all new types of writing. Right now I have 4 of those that on my list that are new for me to read. Well, actually 5, because I just thought of another one. Now, we can write these down ahead of time if we want to, or just as we discover the books. But the 5 I've got chosen right now is Cami Garcia, Karen Slaughter, Gina Showalter, Victor Hugo, and Veronica Roth. Those are going to be 5 out of my 10 that I've chosen so far. I haven't gotten too deep into it yet, so I guess I'll go on my big TBR list and find out if there's anybody else on there that I want to read. I have plenty to choose from, plenty of authors here actually that I've not read yet, as well. So it should be pretty easy to find those other 5 authors. Another one of our challenges is called That One Book. And what this challenge is you take that one book that you want to read but you're dreading it pretty much, or you think it's too big of a book for you to read or to handle. And there's probably several of those kind of books for me. Most of those are classics. I'm just not a classic reader. But the one book that I've chosen for this year is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. This is a huge, huge book, and I know I'm going to struggle with this. But the good thing about it is you can take as long as you want. You can take the entire year if you need to read that one book that is going to be the biggest struggle for you and the hardest book to get through. I know this is the one for me. I've heard so much about it, and it's like, you know what, I really want to read this book, but I really don't know if I can do it. But I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to start this probably this month and read a little bit of it now and then read a little bit more the next month or whatever, however I work it out. Or maybe I'll get so involved that I won't be able to stop reading it. So this is my choice, Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Looking forward to accomplishing this tome right here. This is a big, big book. And the last challenge that I know of so far, or well, not actually the last challenge, but there's actually 2 more challenges. One of those is the actual 2014 Goodreads challenge, which I do all the time. This year I've set it up for 75 books. You never know, what life's going to throw at you. 2013 I read over 100, so I should be able to handle the 75 books. And then the last challenge is our TBR challenge. We all have big, huge TBR shelves. I know mine is over 400 books. And this challenge, you are picking 15 books off of that shelf, and you're going to read them this year. So I've actually even got all of mine picked out, and I'm going to share those with you right now. The first one on this book, or on this one, is, let me get it, Siren by Angie Sage. It's Septimus Heat, book 5. I've actually read 1 through 4 already, and I don't need to take those off my TBR because I already read them. But I am rereading all of them because this is part of something else. So Siren is the first one. Next one I've chose Divergent by Veronica Roth, who's also going to be a blind author for me. And I also chose Insurgent. Both of those are coming off my TBR this year. They've been on there for a year, so I need to read them. And then the next one I chose is, actually the next three that I chose, James Patterson, the Witch and Wizard series. Witch and Wizard, Witch and Wizard Fire, and Witch and Wizard The Gift. And there is The Kiss. I have that book as well, but that one, I didn't get that on my TBR yet, but because that one's like the newest one. So yeah, those three books by James Patterson are there, coming off my TBR. The next one is, let me find it. Triptych by Karen Slaughter. Also going to be a blind author for me. I've heard a lot about this series, and I think I have, I'm not even sure how many's in this. I just know that this one is number 1. And this is book 7 off of my TBR. Book 8 for this challenge is going to be Boy's Life by Robert McCammon. He is another one of my favorite authors. I've read Swan Song, and that book was phenomenal. So this one I actually had planned to read last July as a buddy read, and it never worked out. So now I'm going to get this book off my TBR. I need to read it. Book 9 is going to be another James Patterson, Along Came a Spider. The first book in the Alice Cross series, and I have almost all of those books, so now I feel like I can start reading it, the series. So, I like James Patterson stuff, so this one should be pretty good. We'll see. And then I've got The Bone Collector by Jeffrey Deaver. This one comes in 10th place, which I'll probably read it before that, but yeah, The Bone Collector. And then I also included The Coffin Dancer. Both of these. This is the Lincoln Rhyme series, book 1. Book 2, I want to get these read so I can get them off my TBR and hopefully go further. I think I need like 6 more of those books, though. And then coming in at number 12 is, where are you? Carrie by Stephen King. And no, I've never read the book, even though he's my favorite author. I did watch the movie, I just never got to the book. So I'm going to get this one read. It's been on my TBR for a while. And it's a relatively small book. I should be able to handle this easily. After Carrie comes in Fear Collector by Greg Olson. I've heard a lot about this author. I thought I read one of his books before, but I don't even see any of them over there on the shelf. I'll probably have to see. Looks like I only have 2 of his books, but I thought I read a Greg Olson before. But I've heard a lot about the Fear Collector, so yeah, I want to read this on my TBR. It needs to come off. And then after that one comes Beautiful Creatures. This is by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, but I just put Cami Garcia on my blind author, so I guess I could add Margaret Stoll to my blind author challenge too. So my husband's read this whole series already, or whatever was out. I think we have, Beautiful Redemption we don't have. Let me see here real quick. If I can find where they're at. Nope, we do have Beautiful Redemption as well. He's read all 4 of those, and now I need to read them and get them off my TBR. I've heard good and bad about this, so I guess we'll just wait and see. And then the last one I have on there is Fractured by Karen Slaughter, which is book 2 to the Triptych series or trilogy, or I don't remember. I have to remember how many books was in this, but these both need to come off my TBR, and I've heard so much about them, so now I'm going to read them. And that is all of the challenges for this year. My friend Catherine and I, for our group, have decided to do a new activity, and it's called Bookathon. And what Bookathon is you take a series that you want to read, the complete series, and you post that, and people can join you in this, or they can make their own series. And this is to help us get through an actual series, because, you know, if you're like me, I don't always read one book right after the other, you know, unless it's, you know, something to die for and I just really need to read it. Usually I'll read one a month, you know, like, you know, we'll take this, I'll read this one in January, then I'll read this one in February, and the next one March. Well, that is what Bookathon is for. It's to get through our series, however many series we want to do in the year. So I thought it was a great idea, and it'll help us accomplish that feat of series. But that's it, guys, for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I'm going to have much more for you coming your way. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you all have a very prosperous New Year, and I hope it's great for everyone. So stay tuned, guys. I have more coming your way, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.